Hey guys, Fatty here. So one of the things that you have to do once the game starts so that you don't fall behind, especially if you're a free-to-play player, or especially if you're just trying to min-max, right? You're done with all your dailies for the day, you're done with all your activities, but you kind of want to push for more. You kind of want to grind for more so they can pull a little bit ahead compared to the others, right? So one of the things I want to start out first, because I noticed that a lot of people forgot about this, is under guild, under events, right? And you're going to go into your memorial stone, right? And these stones right here, they do give you a bit of value. A lot of people tend to forget about this. So you just press that, go to assist, and you can also assist people that haven't had their stuff engraved yet, right? And you can start doing that for them. You help yourself, your guild, and it's just wonderful all around for everybody, right? And then the next one is once you press M, go to world map, see this Funfair Isle. In this island are one-time things, collectibles, and rides that you ride on that will give you one-time rewards. And there will also be some encounter quests in here that give you a lot of rewards, like 100 alinium, for example, like that you can actually find over here. That's big value. I recommend that you do them as soon as you can. They're not going to go anywhere. Some of them are very conditional, where some, like the Medusa one, for example, that you need to complete if you want to collect the the free mount. You need to be there when it's nighttime and there's a thunderstorm, essentially, right? So that some of them are conditional. It's going to be too long to cover in this video, so we're just going to leave it at that. So once you've gone on all the rides here, including these ones, for example, you just kind of hop on over there. It will give you your rewards, but there is one in particular that you kind of have to go to every day. So there's a little swimming pool here. It's located on the top left here. I'm just going to go ahead and enter that. And every day after reset, it's going to give you Eden coins, Zenny, just a lot of value, something you can just do every day for like, a couple minutes or so every day. It just gives you that much. It's just so much value for something so simple, right? So make sure you get that every day. Eden coins are going to be a scarcity. Zenny is going to be a scarcity, just because, especially Zenny, you can't really pay to win Zenny. Get as much value from this as you can. Eden coins, the Zenny, they just keep flowing. So, never give up free money. Right. The next thing too, while we're at it, is going to be under this trophy right here. Click this one, go to trophy, and go to exploration. We can go on to the other ones as well, but for now, focus on this one. Collect all the collectibles in Funfair Isle, complete all Funfair Isle adventures, and then you get like your title. But most importantly, you actually get the achievements from these, and also you get free mounts, which means you get a new fancy mount, and you also get the mount stats as well. Some of these things will give you gold, precious gold. Some of them will give you costumes even that you can deposit, which also means, even though it's like just really tiny stats, it's stats is stats. So make sure that you go around, run around, and try to collect these. It's going to be a bit of an adventure, but it's going to be fun. Another thing that I want to cover now that we're on the topic of achievements and costumes and mount is that you shouldn't really underestimate the power of these achievement points, because if you click on the top left here on your portrait, click on this pencil here, and then you go over to view stickers. Once you view stickers, you can see on the right side here, your total achievement points do get you stats, percentage stats even. So these things, they do add up. Like you can get up to like 1% on your P attack, M attack, your HP 3%. These are big stats that you can actually collect. And that's just you essentially playing the game and, exploring what the game has to offer. Can't really go wrong with that. Can't really complain about like being able to enjoy the game, discover the game, explore the game, and then getting rewarded with actual vertical progression. Another thing too is, since it was already confirmed that for the launch we're going to get the 8-day login reward, where on the 8th day we get a free moonlight flower card, but we're also gonna get an angeling card, an illusion angeling card. So what you need to do for the illusion angeling card, because I personally think the card itself is really not that good, even before when ME was not as nerfed. Besides, like right now it's giga nerf kinda. So one thing you can do, imagine this is the illusion angeling card. You just dismantle, click that. You're gonna get 600 of these illusion card fragments. You're gonna dismantle that. You're gonna get 600. You're gonna go to shop. You're gonna go to card shop. And at the bottom here for 600 is illusion fragment pack. It's going to give you 2,500 of these. So that means that you can then buy this, use it, and then you'll have enough to pick and choose whichever card you want. So, I personally chose the Moonlight Flower card. because I value movement speed a lot in this game, right? Even more so than I value mitigation, even because otherwise I would have grabbed this for the current P damage reduction meta. Which, funnily enough, by the way, little tidbit while we're in the middle of this is that this thing gives you SP consumption plus 15% and then P damage reduction 18, when you could just like very easily go and grab like a horn card, which is going to give you P damage reduction plus 20% without the SP consumption plus 15%, which is a little confusing. I don't know. Maybe it needs to be, maybe Illusion Edgar needs to be buffed a little bit, but it is what it is. And then for obviously, if you're like a sniper, some type of DPS, and you're worried about the blocks, the parries from like knights and paladins, you could always grab this, and it still has some damage scaling as well. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next one, which is saving your Eden coins. So these little things right here, they do get a little harder to kind of manage, because if you look at certain enchantments, for example, divine armaments, for example, in your season, every tap is 200k, 50k, something like that, right? It gets really expensive as you scale these things. The barding is, as you can see, at like 34, 35. Personally, I wouldn't, for launch, I probably would not put these like past level 29 or 30. But just as an example, right, you can see like one upgrade for these stats later in the game, it's 4 million Eden coins. So it does get kind of costly, right? So we're going to try to avoid that as much as we can by, again, one of the things every day, get in there, get in that swimming pool, right? Somebody probably already peed in it, but that's fine because you get a lot of Zenny and Eden coins. So just go ahead and grab that. Encounter quests as well. There's a lot of triggers for encounter quests where certain quests are only available at certain times of the day or certain weather. But, just as you run around the game, you're going to accidentally grab these encounter quests. They're going to be like over here under adventure. It's going to be like a purple name on there. In old Rue, for all the OGs out there, encounter quests used to be like really useless. Like they had at best like XP, flat XP that didn't even scale with levels. So it wasn't even like much point in doing them really, besides maybe for some, small bonuses and maybe a title or something like that. But now they're gonna give you a lot of extra stuff. They've given you feathers, like space-time feathers. They even give you light and dark feathers. They even give you gold. They give you even, some of them even give you the materials that you need for your barding. They give you like the Heart of Valor. It's a lot. It's like, it's so worth doing these encounter quests now, that if you were an OG player and you played back in the day and you saw how useless they were, they're not anymore. Not in this version. Every time you see an encounter quest, just do it, because it counts for rewards, and it also counts for, again, trophy with these adventures right here, which you can actually get more gold, or you can actually get these costumes, right? So just do them. The other one is also, by the way, understanding mount equipment. I wanted to touch on that again because it does get a little confusing. When you look at this at first, you're going to see, oh, it gives me physical damage, defense, magic defense. And then when you get to like, close to the 30s, all of a sudden, like, wait, hold on. It's giving me PvP damage bonus more than it's giving me PvP damage reduction. So it's kind of a bait a little bit. And then this one right here, at the very start, at level 1, you'll see, oh, it gives me P attack, M attack at first. And then as you go up, all of a sudden you start to realize, like, wait, hold on a second. It's giving me more PvP damage reduction than it is PvP damage bonus. So just keep a lookout for that. If you're going for defensive, if you're going for tankiness, right? Especially they don't touch the PvP damage reduction for barding too much compared to how they're going to touch it on feathers. Maybe it's still going to be a lot of value. Then you're going to want to go ahead and do this one for reduction. And this one is the one that you do for damage. The bottom right here are all raw stats. When or if they actually touch the PvP stats as a whole and not just through feathers, then the value of PvP damage reduction and PvP damage bonus might go down a little bit, in which case you can go ahead and look for these raw stats here. These will always be good, but again, it is not really all that worth over investing in them. The collectibles and adventures, if you go to, for example, some of them are bugged right now, but at least I can show you. You're gonna have these collectibles like all over town. It's gonna be like a donut. It's gonna be like a book hidden in like a bush somewhere, or it could be like in like Alberta, for example. This thing right here is a piece of candy on the ground. Like right now, it's like I can't grab it, but you're gonna see these like little bumblebees all over the place, right? And you can go ahead and grab these. These will give you a lot of resources, a lot of gold. There's a lot of them in like the cities, and you can check over here just to really find out how much you have left going. So for example, Alberta, there is still about like 9 that I'm missing. Just think about it, 42 of them, and each and every single one that you collect gives you gold, gives you resources. So running around, grabbing these big boosts in your early progression, and it's going to help you in the early events and reaching those power spikes. So you can actually do the higher difficulty of like Nightmare Temple or TON, as we used to call it, and the other dungeons as well. Those are the few things that I can kind of tell people in advance just to look out for, because again, it does get a little bit rough if you miss out on these, and you might be wondering why the other guys has more gear than you. If you're both free to play, these are the reasons that they are probably getting ahead, right? So make sure you do those, and there's going to be a lot more info, a lot more stuff that I'm going to be posting before and after launch. So stay tuned, stay subscribed, like and comment, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.